From a distance, the political map looks orderly. Borders contain countries, clocks divide hours, and rivers seem to explain where cities can survive. But look closer, and the map begins to feel wrong. One nation stretches through 11 official time zones, from European morning to Pacific evening. Another country is smaller than a single city park, yet it has a government, citizens, rail service, schools, towers, and an international border. A third is a sovereign kingdom completely surrounded by one neighbor, a separate nation held inside the outline of South Africa. And a fourth supports enormous cities without a single permanent river, turning water itself into a matter of national engineering. These places are real. Their apparent impossibility comes from scale, history, climate, and the choices people make when geography refuses to be simple. Russia's 11 time zones are the most immediate expression of its extraordinary east-to-west reach. The country begins beside the Baltic and continues to the Pacific. In Kaliningrad, the westernmost Russian region, the official clock follows UTC+2. It is separated from the rest of Russia by Lithuania and Belarus. At the opposite edge, Kamchatka and Chukotka follow UTC+12. The civil time difference between Russia's extremes reaches 10 full hours. So when it is 8 in the morning in Kaliningrad, it is already 6 in the evening in Kamchatka. The same country is beginning and ending a workday. This does not create 11 different dates across Russia at every moment. It creates 11 official local times, arranged across a single political territory. Time zones begin with a simple astronomical fact. Earth rotates roughly 360 degrees in about 24 hours. In theory, that rotation can be divided into 24 bands of about 15 degrees each. In practice, governments bend those bands around borders and daily life. Time is therefore both physical and political. Noon follows the sun, but official time follows laws, transport systems, businesses, and administrative convenience. Russia chooses to keep many regional times rather than force its entire population onto one national clock, as China officially does. The decision makes ordinary schedules more closely resemble local daylight, but it complicates every activity that crosses the country. A passenger taking the Trans-Siberian route repeatedly changes the time while moving through landscapes that seem to continue without end. Pilots, railway dispatchers, television networks, businesses, and families must always ask a second question: where in Russia is the other person? In the West, a school morning may be beginning. Far to the east, fishing crews may already be returning before night. At the same instant in the Pacific, harbor workers secure boats under evening light. Distance becomes visible through ordinary routines rather than abstract numbers. Kaliningrad makes the pattern even stranger because its time zone sits in a detached Russian territory, separated from the country's mainland mass. The result is not a geographical accident alone. It is a system designed to make an enormous state function across distances normally associated with continents. Russia does not merely occupy space on the map. It occupies a sequence of mornings, afternoons, and evenings that are happening at once. Then geography reverses direction. Monaco is not difficult to imagine because it is too large, but because an entire sovereign state fits into about 2 square kilometers. New York's Central Park covers about 3.4 square kilometers. Monaco, even after recent land reclamation, remains substantially smaller. The comparison is powerful because a park is normally one feature inside a city. Monaco is a country with sovereignty, institutions, and international recognition. Within that compressed space are neighborhoods, schools, offices, shops, hotels, public roads, a harbor, and a railway station. The country does not feel like a single compound. It feels like an intensely layered city where almost every meter performs more than one job. Roads curve through retaining walls. Buildings rise from slopes. Public spaces are placed over tunnels, garages, and transport infrastructure. The railway itself is largely hidden underground. allowing national transport to pass beneath some of the most valuable urban land in the world. Even the famous Formula One circuit is not a separate arena. It is assembled on public streets that return to ordinary traffic after the event. That transformation reveals Monaco's essential skill. The same physical space repeatedly changes function without becoming larger. The border with France can be crossed almost without noticing. Dense neighborhoods continue, while the political boundary passes through an already urbanized landscape. Yet the consequences of sovereignty are real. Different laws, administration, taxation, citizenship, and diplomacy operate inside this tiny physical envelope. Monaco has expanded its territory by building outward into the sea, creating carefully engineered land where water once began. Such projects change the exact area reported over time, but they do not overturn the comparison. Central Park still occupies more land. Size, however, is not the same as simplicity. Compressing a country into a small area creates problems of housing, circulation, waste, access, and public space. Monaco seems impossible only because our minds expect every country to contain empty distances. This one survives by almost eliminating them. Lesotho creates a different kind of cartographic surprise. It is a sovereign country completely enclosed by the territory of South Africa. There is no coastline and no second neighbor. Every road leaving Lesotho by land must first enter South Africa. Enclosure does not make Lesotho a province. It has its own government, laws, citizens, capital, institutions, and international identity. Its independence is the result of a historical path that remains separate from the political units that eventually formed modern South Africa. During the 19th century, Lesotho communities were consolidated under Moshoeshoe I, whose mountain stronghold helped protect a growing kingdom. The landscape mattered. High plateaus, narrow approaches, and difficult terrain created defensive advantages that were political as well as physical. Conflict with Boer settlers placed increasing pressure on Lesotho land. Moshoeshoe sought British protection rather than allow the kingdom to disappear. The territory became Basutoland, a British protectorate that remained administratively separate from the neighboring colonies and later from South Africa. When independence arrived in 1966, the new Kingdom of Lesotho inherited borders that left it fully surrounded. The border therefore preserves history in physical form. It marks a national identity that survived while the surrounding region was reorganized around it. Being an enclave creates practical dependence. Fuel, imported goods, international travel, and many supply routes must pass through South African territory. For many people, crossing the border is part of employment, trade, medical access, or family life rather than an unusual diplomatic event. Lesotho is also defined by altitude. The entire country lies high above sea level, and even its lowest land is elevated by global standards. This is why it is often called the kingdom in the sky. Mountains are not a distant border feature. They shape roads, farms, weather, and daily movement. Winter can bring snow to the highlands, another image that challenges simplified ideas about the climate of southern Africa. The Lesotho blanket, mountain horse, and highland village are not decorative symbols added to a map. They express adaptation to elevation, cold, distance, and identity. Lesotho appears to sit inside another country, but the border contains a history, a government, and a population that never became merely part of the surrounding state. Saudi Arabia seems to violate another expectation: a large, urbanized nation with no permanent rivers or natural lakes feeding its cities. The precise phrase matters. Water can flow across the surface, but the country has no major natural river that runs continuously throughout the year. After intense rain, wadis can fill rapidly. A channel that looked empty can become a dangerous current within minutes. When the rain ends, the flow retreats, infiltrates the ground, or evaporates. The river-like appearance is temporary. For centuries, communities relied on wells, springs, oases, groundwater, and the careful capture of rare rainfall. These systems supported settlement, but they could not alone satisfy the demands of modern cities containing millions of people. The answer increasingly came from the sea. Saudi Arabia built enormous facilities that removed salt and other impurities from seawater. Inside, water passes through filtration and, in many plants, reverse osmosis membranes under high pressure. The process consumes energy and requires constant maintenance. It also produces concentrated brine that must be managed carefully. Once treated, fresh water enters pipelines, pumping stations, reservoirs, and distribution networks that carry it far inland. A resident turning on a tap in Riyadh may be using water that began as seawater hundreds of kilometers away. Groundwater remains important, including deep fossil aquifers formed under wetter climates long ago. But many reserves recharge extremely slowly. This makes water use a question of time as well as volume. Some underground supplies are effectively being spent faster than nature replaces them. Dams also capture sudden runoff, while treated wastewater can be reused for landscaping, industry, and agriculture. The absence of permanent rivers, therefore, does not mean the absence of water. It means that nearly every reliable supply must be found, stored, transported, or manufactured. Saudi Arabia's cities stand not beside a great river, but above and beyond an immense hidden network of wells, plants, reservoirs, and pipes. Placed together, these four countries reveal how quickly familiar categories fail. Large does not mean one time. Small does not mean politically simple. Inside does not mean subordinate. Dry does not mean uninhabitable. Each apparent contradiction disappears only when geography is joined with history and human organization. Maps simplify the world so that we can read it. But the simplification also trains us to expect countries to behave like standardized shapes. Real countries are products of coastlines, mountains, wars, treaties, technology, climate, migration, and decisions made across generations. That is why the strangest facts are often not exceptions to geography. They are geography, seen without the comforting shortcuts. The map was never simple. We were simply looking at it from too far away.